The Browns 1-4 at home. The Texans winless on the road. We'll see which one of those gives this weekend. Jason Horowitz, CBS Sports' Charley Casserly. Glad to be with you on the NFL previews presented by Comcast. Now, Charley, Houston's coming off a game in which they got beat by Peyton Manning. Defense just wasn't there against a good offense in Indianapolis. Cleveland's coming off a game in which they won thanks to turnovers from Buffalo. But overall, when you look at the Texans and you look at the Browns, what's the state of these two teams?
Well, I think what you have here is two teams that are on their second quarterback. Start right there. I think that with the Texans, offensively, they can move the ball on people. They've proven that. Defensively, they just right now can't stop anybody, either the run or the pass. But it's almost a mirror image when you look at where the Cleveland Browns are. They can't stop anybody as far as defending the run or defending the pass. And right now, they're breaking in a quarterback who will be their future. I don't think Sage Rosenfels is necessarily the future of the Houston Texans. So both teams are kind of mirror images themselves right now. Both teams are not going to be going to the playoffs this year. Both teams are having somewhat disappointing seasons, but I think this will be a very entertaining game.
And it could be high scoring with the fact that defenses can't stop anybody. You talk about the backup quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, though he is what you say is the starter of the future, Brady Quinn. What was different from his first start to his second start?
Well, the thing in his first start, again, he only had 1 day of practice. The offense seemed to be limited in that game. And I think that, he relied a lot on Kellen Winslow. Now, in this one, he seemed to be able to spread the ball around a little bit more. I think that's a positive for him. But, he was a little bit inconsistent with his accuracy. But I thought his decision-making overall wasn't bad. So in looking at the game, even though his stats weren't as good, if I'm Cleveland, you know what? Hey, I think we got a quarterback here. So I think we're going to keep growing with him.
And the key is that he hasn't turned the ball over yet in 2 games. That's huge for Cleveland right now. No interceptions so far for Brady Quinn. Meanwhile, you talk about Kellen Winslow. Great chance that he's not going to play in this game. Got injured late in the game against Buffalo. That was a big target for Brady Quinn, kind of a safety net. Now who does he have to go to?
Well, hold your breath, sports fans. If he's throwing it, it's going to be Braylon Edwards, who obviously is not having a great year. Has been inconsistent, one of the league leaders in drops. But to me, what you do here, you hand the ball to Jamal Lewis and you throw the ball to Jamal Lewis, and you've got Harrison as the backup running back. You ride those guys and take the pressure off Quinn and Edwards in this ball game, and that's how you win this ball game.
And you see if you can get Brady Quinn his first win at home. Meanwhile, for Houston, you talk about shootouts, you got to talk about Andre Johnson. Any way possible that Cleveland can somehow take Andre Johnson out of this football game?
Boy, I'll tell you what, they're certainly going to try, and you got to figure they're going to double cover him during the course of the game. But at the end of the day, I think Gary Kubiak, the Houston head coach, is creative enough to move him around and get him the football. So at the end of the day, this should be a big day for Andre Johnson. Remember, Cleveland knows that, so they're going to certainly try to double cover him.
Now, one guy we haven't talked about, and we haven't talked about enough throughout the year because Cleveland's defense isn't very good, but a guy you consistently like and consistently want to get to, that's Shaun Rogers. What have you seen from him this year?
Well, I think he's had an outstanding year. I mean, he is a big physical man who dominates the line of scrimmage. However, he doesn't get enough help around it. But he's having a Pro Bowl year. And you'll talk about some of the top tackles in the game. Albert Haynesworth, Chris Jenkins, Haynesworth of Tennessee, and Chris Jenkins of the New York Jets. But this guy's having the same kind of year those guys are. Now, his stamina and conditioning, probably not the best, okay? So you don't get him playing 60 plays in a ball game. But I think the effort is in there when the effort is there when he's in there, and he's having a terrific year.
All right, well, let's see what the AccuScore prediction has about this one. 10,000 mathematical tests, 10,000 results. And Cleveland, in a toss-up, 52% of the time on the computer, comes out with its 5th win of the season. Now, Charlie, the Browns, coming off that victory Monday night, feeling good about themselves. Do they win?
I think we'll go with Houston in this in an upset. But here's where I'm just hesitating a little bit. You pointed out Brady Quinn hasn't turned the ball over. Sage Rosenfels, he's good for one ball game. Okay, one at the end of the game as they were driving down for the winning touchdown against the Indianapolis Colts. So at some point, he's not going to turn the ball. Maybe this will be the week he doesn't. I think it's a shootout. I think it'll be whoever has the ball last probably wins this football game. We'll pick Houston in this game offensively, probably because they have a few more weapons right now with Winslow out of the game than Cleveland does.
You're taking a hunch.
Only a hunch here.
I like it. So 1 p.m. Eastern kick on CBS. And for more on this game or any other here in Week 12, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Charley Casserly, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.